Yeah, I know. I haven't released an updates video in a while. And I was planning on writing a script out so I had more set talking points, but I eventually decided to say screw it. It's an updates video. I can do it in person because, quite frankly, it's my personal updates for what I want to get doing on the channel. And I guess I should start with the review videos. I would like to go back and review a couple of video games I finished Let's Plays for. Mostly Lord of the Rings: The Third Age on Game Boy Advance and Blazing Dragons. I really would like to get some actual review videos done for those, especially considering Lord of the Rings: The Third Age on Game Boy Advance was going to be part of the licensed RPG series, a series I haven't continued to update on a regular monthly basis like I said I was planning on. I really want to start getting back onto doing those, considering they're games less people will be likely to talk about. And I still have a few floating around my room I could discuss. A good example of this being the Red Star, and yeah, I know it's sort of distracting and annoying while I'm rubbing my eyes and face, but I feel like I got something in one of my eyes. I guess after with that out of the way, I should probably move on to Let's Plays. Well, the Let's Plays I'm currently working on and updating regularly are going to stay on their regular schedule. I don't have any plans on changing that anytime in the near future, or even in the long-term strategy plan. I'm just hoping to work through what I have and then cut back down to a more reasonable number of Let's Plays instead of trying to do 10 of them at the same time. It's just too much, especially since I really haven't updating Master of the Monster Lair on a regular basis like I would have wanted to. My own obsession with completing the dungeon floors has become problematic, and it makes it hard for me to want to play the game because it's such a slow, dragging process. I'll try and push myself because I've been slacking on working on it in my free time. Or basically, I've been turning the time I should be working on into free time instead of working on it. And that really needs to stop because I'd like to get that Let's Play done before the end of next year. I don't think I'll manage it this year unless I start doing it almost exclusively or give up my floor plan building strategy, and I'm not going to do that because I want to max my stats out as early as possible in that game. Just because it's tied into food, I can do it. So I'd like to do it before I get to the final floors. Ugh. Albeit it would help if I could place as many rooms as I wanted at a time instead of being limited by the shovel. That whole limit thing would definitely be something I would complain about if I get around to reviewing the game, which would I have to do after I finish playing it. As for other Let's Plays projects, I don't know what I'll be doing on RPG Maker games. Even when I make a list, I don't follow it. I mean, I've been bopping around with the Outcast 2, so I might actually make that Let's Play series public again and just tell the developer to go screw himself. Because considering he keeps taking his video games down off of RPGmaker.net whenever anyone talks about them, apparently, because he throws a hissy fit if people give him a negative comment or opinion about his projects. Because he sent me a post message basically telling me, if you think you're so much better than me, or whatever, if you hate me so much, then go make your own game that's better. Make your own version of the Outcast. I'm like, it's just frustrating and mind-numbing. I'm reviewing your game in the bid to express my opinions on where the game isn't succeeding. If you don't like me pointing out the fact that the English isn't very good, I don't have the time right now to help you. I keep throwing too many projects on myself, game-wise and Let's Play-wise, to spend time running through a game I can't even beat in its current state in order to offer you corrections for all the errors in your spelling and grammar. And I'm really not going to be willing to do that sort of stuff for free. If you want my advice, if you watch this Redwall, ask someone else in the forums to help you out. There might be someone out there that's willing to spend the time to help finish the game's English translation for you, considering I know English isn't your first language. So it's understandable why you'd have issues with it. I tried taking the first 2 years of French in high school, and I basically forgot all of it at this point because I've never had a reason to use it. So I couldn't even try and spell in French, much less translate the game into French or out of it. So it's admirable that you can do what you can do, but I can't help you. At least not right now, and I don't feel like keeping those Let's Plays private. I really don't. People should be able to enjoy the game for at least what it was. And what it should, you should take someone's advice on how to correct and fix it if you really care about having such a highly rated game as you seem to. Yeah, I know, I'm going off on a tangent. As for the next RPG Maker game, I'm not sure. Like I said, I've been thinking about Cloak of Shadows. They're doing a game that I actually can submit media footage for on RPGmaker.net and for games that haven't gotten reviews yet on there. Basically, bringing more attention to games that may have not been gotten as much attention as they deserve, or maybe bring attention to projects that should get more ridicule than they do. Maybe, I don't know. Well, actually, I really don't think people should go out and ridicule Redwall 10 or the Outcasts. I mean, at least he had the willingness to go out and make a game, so he deserves credit for that. That doesn't mean the game's good, but I really shouldn't hate on it or make fun of it. At least he finished the project. When I tried using RPG Maker, I never got done with the project because I realized how much work it was and decided to quit on it almost a week or two into it. After putting about maybe 5 or 6 hours into it. I mean, I realized with all the tile set mapping and sprites and stuff, I'm like, nope, it's just too much work. At least if you want to do a good game, a good fan game. What else was that leaving me with? Bargain Bin Saturdays, I guess. I'm honestly not sure how much longer that series is going to be running. Well, I'm not sure if I'm going to I'm going to try and change the format back to the way it was before with actual scripts and paint drawings. But I'm also frustrated to some extent with watching movies on a weekly basis. Sorry about that. I need to clear my throat. I'm not a very avid movie watcher. So I've watched more movies this year for Bargain Bin Saturdays than I've watched in any previous year. I usually do not. I'll buy these movies, but I usually won't watch them. So doing Bargain Bin Saturdays was mostly a way to get me to watch these movies. Or at least some of them. And actually get some of my money back out of, at least get my money's worth out of buying these collections and whatnot. But the thing is, I'm still not a very avid movie watcher, so I don't like to talk about movies that much. On the other hand, I also don't like the way I've been doing Bargain Bin Saturdays because I don't like having to do this webcam stuff for it. I mean, I'm vlogging about movies that are sometimes decades old and no one cares about them that much. I'd like to go back and do I don't know if go back is the proper word. At least I'd like to go back style-wise to doing the actual reviews with scripts, using clips, and the paint drawings instead of what I'm doing now. Because quite frankly, watching me vlog for 10, 15 minutes about a movie, most of what you haven't heard of isn't very interesting or entertaining because I'm just rambling and ranting. Much like when I'm doing this updates video right now because I have no clear end goal in mind. But at the very least, this is an updates video, and I'm presenting myself and where I'm thinking about going. And I skipped over some stuff I've been thinking about for the Let's Plays, but quite frankly, I don't know if I'm really going to be able to find time to work on any other Let's Plays I've been thinking about until after I get the current batch done with, or at least thinned out. I do have a poll I'd like to announce, though. I'd like to announce a poll for the Bargain Bin Saturdays for around Christmas. I'm not sure if I'll do this episode on Christmas. Considering I was thinking about doing a Halloween episode, but that sort of fell to the wayside because I had other things I was doing that night. So, yeah, it might end up being that week I'll do it. Or the week before. It depends on how close, what Saturday Christmas falls closest to, I guess. Or maybe I'll just do Christmas movies for the month of December. Because I do have quite a few movies left in my, not my Halloween classics, my holiday classics collection. Which includes, I managed to pop the CD thing. Well, the binder thing, not the CDs. But I've been thinking of, yeah, I got a binder. I have the first 2 seasons of Bewitched in the front of this, so if you want to ask me about stuff I actually have on the sheet that you might be able to convince me into talking about, if you actually care about some of those old movies and TV shows, feel free to ask. I mean, I don't mind trying to do stuff if people ask me to do it. I mean, I never finished the scenario modes for Seven Kingdoms, and I really feel like I should go back and try. Or at the very least, I can move past 12 and start working on the other scenarios and see if I can't get those beaten. And for the poll, well, we can exclude the Littlest Angel because I did that last year, but we still have Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. And if this one wins, I'm probably going to want to hurt myself. Or I'll hurt the people who voted for it. Because it's one of the worst movies I've ever tried sitting through. It's so bad, I'd say it's almost as bad as Super Mario Brothers, the movie. And I know of only one person that's ever told me he enjoyed that. And that's, ironically, I work with him. I have to wonder when's the last time he sat through it, considering if he's tried watching it nowadays. I don't know if he could say he enjoys it as much. Though I think he said he watched it within the last year or two, so apparently he still enjoys it for whatever crazy reason he has. Scrooge, The Nativity, which, quite frankly, it doesn't sound much like a Christmas movie to me. That's my opinion, though. The Great Rupert, Beyond Tomorrow, The Pilgrimage Play, The Miracle on 34th Street, A Christmas with Snow, Christmas Without Snow, sorry, no, not No Snow, Without Snow. Santa Claus, Little Woman, Joe's Story, Little Woman, Meg's Story. And that's all I have left on those in that collection to talk about for Christmas movies. I might buy more Christmas movies, but they will not be on the poll this year. Yes, I am saying I'll probably do a movie review of a Christmas movie for Christmas next year. If not, just keep Hard Bargain Bin Saturdays if I keep going on that. I want to keep going on it to some extent because I really do need an excuse to keep watching these movies if I want to get through most of them. Though I might try and ask for, I don't know, help. But it'd be nice if I had someone I could watch and riff them with, I guess, even if they won't help me review the movie. Just having company to sit through a bad movie would help, because most of those movies are bad. Santa Claus Conquers the Martians is terrible, and quite frankly, it'd be nice to have multiple people to watch it with and multiple people to record footage of talking about the movie just to show how bad it is. Or how horrible it is, but beggars can't be choosers, I guess. And quite frankly, I don't know if I can convince people to watch, at least knowingly, a bad Christmas movie. There are some, I'm sure, that would watch it with me just if they thought that we could have fun with it, at least together by tearing it apart. Oh yeah, I guess I should also mention I might try to keep up on doing My Little Pony collectible card game deck reviews. Maybe. It depends. I have been thinking maybe I'll do it, maybe I won't. I mean, I have found a meeting group that meets up on Tuesdays for the game. So if I can find more decks I can put together from TradeCardsOnline.com or somewhere else, or I could maybe review some of my own personal built decks based on cards I do have. I might do that, though I don't know if I'll have any fancy, funny names for them. With that, I really ought to stop recording this because, quite frankly, I don't have anything else I can really talk about that isn't very speculative at the moment. Outside, I have been thinking I want to get through the rest of the Clone Wars series. I've paid good money to buy for those DVDs, and I still haven't watched those movies. Well, not movies, cartoon show. Yes, I've bought them, and I haven't even seen most of the Star Wars: The Clone Wars when it was on TV. So now I have the collections on DVD for them, and I haven't watched them. Though if I do anything with those, it'll probably be back in the month of May, because, may the Force be with you. So if I do get working on it, you won't know about it until much, much later. But we'll find out, I guess, right? Well, until then, this is goodbye.